Ezekiel chapter 41. The holy place of the temple. Then the man led me into the holy place. He measured the walls on either side of the room. The side walls were 6 cubits thick on each side. The door was 10 cubits wide. The sides of the doorway were 5 cubits on each side. He measured that room. It was 40 cubits long and 20 cubits wide, the most holy place in the temple. Then the man went into the last room. He measured the walls on either side of the doorway. Each side wall was 2 cubits thick and 7 cubits wide. The doorway was 6 cubits wide. Then he measured the length of the room. It was 20 cubits long and 20 cubits wide. He said to me, "This is the most holy place." Other rooms around the temple. Then the man measured the wall of the temple. It was 6 cubits thick. There were side rooms all around the temple. They were 4 cubits wide. The side rooms were on 3 different floors, one above the other. There were 30 rooms on each floor. The wall of the temple was built with ledges. The side rooms rested on these ledges, but were not connected to the temple wall itself. Each floor of the side rooms around the temple was wider than the floor below. The walls of the rooms around the temple became narrower the higher they went, so that the rooms on the top floors were wider. A stairway went up from the lowest floor to the highest floor through the middle floor. I also saw that the temple had a raised base all the way around it. It was the foundation for the side rooms, and it was a full ruler high. The outer wall of the side rooms was 5 cubits thick. There was an open area between the side rooms of the temple and the priests' rooms. It was 20 cubits wide and went all the way around the temple. The doors of the side rooms opened onto the raised base. There was one entrance on the north side and one entrance on the south side. The raised base was 5 cubits wide all around. There was a building in this restricted area west of the temple. The building was 70 cubits wide and 90 cubits long. The wall of the building was 5 cubits thick all around. Then the man measured the temple. The temple was 100 cubits long. The restricted area, including the building and its walls, was also 100 cubits long. The restricted area on the east side, in front of the temple, was 100 cubits long. The man measured the length of the building in the restricted area at the rear of the temple. It was 100 cubits from one wall to the other wall. The most holy place, the holy place, and the porch by the courtyard had wood paneling on all the walls. All the windows and doors had wood trim around them. By the doorway, the temple had wood paneling from the floor up to the windows and up to the part of the wall over the doorway. On all the walls in the inner room and the outer room of the temple were carvings of cherub angels and palm trees. A palm tree was between each cherub angel. Every cherub angel had 2 faces. One face was a man's face looking toward the palm tree on one side. The other face was a lion's face looking toward the palm tree on the other side. They were carved all around on the temple. From the floor to the area above the door, cherub angels and palm trees were carved on all walls of the holy place. The walls on either side of the holy place were square. In front of the most holy place, there was something that looked like an altar made from wood. It was 3 cubits high and 2 cubits long. Its corners, its base, and its sides were wood. The man said to me, "This is the table that is before the Lord." Both the holy place and the most holy place had a double door. Each of the doors was made from 2 smaller doors. Each door was really 2 swinging doors. Also, cherub angels and palm trees were carved on the doors of the holy place. They were like those carved on the walls. There was a wood roof over the front of the porch. There were windows with frames around them and palm trees on the walls on both sides of the porch, on the roof over the porch, and on the rooms around the temple.